Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies Room Talk Show. I'm Clarissa Kenty, your Kingdom Concierge. Happy Monday, everybody. Oh, my goodness. It's a great day in Birmingham, Alabama. I had a wonderful day today, and I certainly hope that you did too. Some people say it was a typical Monday, but it wasn't typical Monday for me. I had a great day, inspired to do a lot of things. I was focused today, and I was able to get a whole lot of things done. So to God be the glory on that. Kudos, kudos, kudos to the Most High King. Want to say a big happy anniversary to my home church, Empowerment Word Church, where you can come to be empowered. That's Pastor Sean and Lady Gwen Edwards. And we're excited about celebrating 11 amazing years of being in ministry. And I pray that we will have many, 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 many more to come. It was an exciting time. And certainly, I always share our lives, and I got to go back and share it tonight. And I always say, come and get empowered at Empowerment Word Church. So again, happy anniversary to my home church, Empowerment Word Church. And we're praying that we'll continue to grow, continue to do what God has called us to do in the great mission of building up disciples and making a difference in the kingdom. So happy anniversary to you guys and us on that. I also want to give a big shout out to our sponsors for tonight. One of our sponsors is Perfect Body Wellness and Spa. That's Chandra Bowen, and she is the founder and the creator of that spa. So for all of your spa needs, guys, go out there and check it out. Esthetician, all the great services that come with that. Go out there and check out Perfect Body and Wellness. Also, North Creations Tea. Our herbal teas come directly from North Creations. That's Liz Macbeth. She is a sponsor also of the Ladies Room Talk Show. And both of these ladies have a special going on this holiday season. So you don't want to miss out on that. So go out there and check those ladies out. As you know, we'll put those links down there below where you can go out and get your subscription for the teas. And you can also take advantage of the amazing specials that are taking place at Perfect Body as well. So big shout out to those two ladies for continuing to sponsor the Ladies Room Talk Show. Also, guys, there is a play that's coming up at Encore Theater and Gallery. That is 34th Street. Oh, it's going to be a good one, honey. I know some of the people personally that are characters and actors and actresses in that show, and it's going to be great. That's going to be next week. And no, I'm not in that one, but it is a really great show. Of course, again, under the direction of Mark Raby, founder, owner of Encore Theater and Gallery, the only African-American owned theater in the state of Alabama. So big kudos to Mark Raby. He's always doing great things. I just came off the road from Pensacola, Florida with the show. They just got in on last night, I believe. So it was a great show there from what I understand. So let's continue to support Black businesses and support Encore Theater and Gallery, because they are who they are because of you, the people who always support us in everything that we're doing. So tonight, guys, I have a great special treat. I'm excited about it. But before we get started, those of you who follow me, I have a program called Thrive 365. Thrive 365. That's a tongue twister. It used to be Gold Diggers, but I changed the name of that and revamped it and renewed it. But this is an accountability masterclass program where it is helping you, me, us to put our goals together, to put our objectives together, to understand our mission, and overall to understand our why. So what we're designed to do is to help you navigate through that 12 months of 2026 to ensure that you're able to not only understand your goals, but to implement those goals by using the SMART analysis and the SMART goals and SWOT analysis. So it's going to be a really good mastermind class. It's going to take place on December 20th. So we'll be good and ready for the kickoff of the new year. And it's going to be at 105 Vulcan Road in Homewood, Alabama. That'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Yeah, it's a couple of hours. So we're going to dig in and dig deep. And then you'll continue to have coaching that will follow you on through that. So we certainly want to make sure that you get signed up for that. A link will go out in the morning so that you can go ahead and sign up for those classes. The classes are totally free, but what you're paying for is the actual textbook that you will use to help guide you through these courses. It's something you don't want to miss. And guys, let's make sure you get signed up for that, because I know it's going to be life-changing for you. So tonight, we have a former classmate of mine all the way from Miles College, the mighty Golden Bears. Oh yes, Miles College. You already know about it. Some to all of you A&M State folks and Tuskegee. That's one of our big rivals. Yeah, we're in the building and we're coming strong. Not just me, but I got my homeboy with me too. So I'm so glad to bring to the Ladiez Room Talk Show here tonight. It's his first time being here, but we certainly hope that it's not his last. We're looking forward to catching up on old times, and you're gonna learn a little bit more about how we're actually connected. So chalo, chalo, chalo. Welcome to the Ladiez Room Talk Show.
Hey, what's happening, sis? What's going on?
No, I am so glad that you're in the Ladiez Room. I'm glad that Allison reached out because I believe it's going to be a great show. I'm excited about what you're doing. I mean, you are a Grammy nominated person. I know you. You're someone that we went to school with, and you're doing great and amazing things. I'm so super duper proud of you.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, I've been blessed to have some great examples, and I will say thank you for being one of those examples of excellence.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, Chalo, first of all, AKA, as I know you, is Charles Hester.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did this name come from? I'm sure it's your stage name.
Hey, Sean, wow, man. Hey, Dwayne. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that. So my cousin Sam, we call him Sambo, and so he started calling me Chalo. So from Charles is Chalo, and so I was 16 years old when he coined that name, and gave it to me. You know what I mean? I was like, well, thanks, so before that, my name was Sir KB, so it was Sir Keyboard. So I had to get it changed. He said, look,
hey, thank you. For those of us who have to say it.
I said, oh, cuz. And I was right. I had put it on the back of my chair and everything, and my studio in my room. It's like, cuz, I love you, man, but let's reframe. So that's how I got it.
Wow. It's when we have little nicknames and things. I have a friend that her aunt named her. And so we come up with these childhood names, and people give us these names, and then we embrace them. So I think it's pretty cool. I like it. It's a good stage name in my opinion.
Well, thank you. It's interesting because some people, like I'll give you so when I first started out, I was about 23. I put out my first tape, like my actual, tape. And I told them, I said, listen, make sure it says Chalo, CHA-LO. All right, we got you.
Right.
I got my 300 tapes back, and they said Charlo, CHARLO. I was so mad. Oh my God, my aunt had given me the $300 to buy the tapes. I was furious. But and to this day, one of my buddies who's a retired judge, one of my good friends, still calls me Charlo. I'm like, no, man. So
the inside joke. So if I call you Charlo, don't
know. Chalo. Cha.
Right. So let's talk about Miles College, because the connection that I have with you is through Ernest, my husband. And so let's talk about that, the group that you guys had back at Miles College, because we was trying to be kingdom then. Because it was a female group.
So as I was saying earlier, Kente Ernest was in our group, myself in a group. Our group meaning he was part of us.
Right.
I'm trying to remember the name of the group. Was it Exclusive? Yeah, I don't. Oh my God, they would be like, Jackie, really?
That's
I
right.
remember the name of the group. But it was me, William Murphy, Bishop William Murphy, Antoine Carmichael, music lover, and Benny, and Ernest, and then T-Man was with us for a minute.
Yeah, he was for a short minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Ernest, you know, when he came in, excuse me, I was saying earlier, everybody didn't like people unless you were from Florida. You know what I mean? You may not really have known Ernest, even though he was in the dorm. He was a regular dude, but dude, Ernest was a king, man. Then Ernest was a king then.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, for him to be with us, to me, and just how cool he was, and just how humble, and how he could just be himself really around us. You know what I mean? Well, we was all just folks, trying to do some singing, you know what I mean? And, loving God, and then, so I'm grateful for that. And, and so,
But you know what I like about it is all of you, because a lot of people don't know that William Murphy was a part of y'all, that y'all even know him, and y'all don't flex about that. You don't talk about it, but a lot of people don't know y'all sing together in a group at Miles College. But what I like about that is the majority of you guys are still in the industry, and you started off at Miles singing, producing, directing, all of these things. And, the most of you are still in that vein of talent skill. So you got you're Grammy nominated, you're a musical producer, you're a director, you're a composer. You got William Murphy, who's now a bishop, but that has several singles that are out. Ernest, he's a music director of the church where we're attending now, and he's over the fine arts ministry and all of these things. And so all of you are still in that vein of utilizing your gifts and your skills. And so that is very commendable, especially for men. And I'm kind of saying that lightly now, but sometimes when men, when they find things that they do when they're younger, a lot of times they'll stray away from that. They won't even go back to it anymore. That's just what they did in college. So they're on to do something else. And you may have at one point in your life, but you're able to bring that thing full circle and still be able to utilize the gifts and the skills and the talents that God has given you guys. And for that, I think is quite commendable.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I can say that, I'm sure even for Ernest, and William and Carmichael, and even Benny. Benny isn't in music, but Benny went on and started doing this car service where he's, transporting Post Malone and all these huge. I mean, Benny went in a whole nother thing. Mm-hmm. Gladys Knight and everybody, they call Benny. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, but I think that at the end of the day, when as far as music, it's integrity. You can't lose the integrity of the music, and that's what William was or is. You know what I mean? But when we were kids, you know what I'm saying? Kente, you know what I mean? Carmichael, all of us, So yeah, the reason that I am, is the integrity. If you're not looking to create something that is out of this world, like what?
Right.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Mm-hmm. You need to be doing what you feel that in, and that it's integrity. That's what I believe, and that's what that is.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. I'm going to say hello to a couple of folks out here. I think I brought them in earlier. Vonda, hello. She is a big supporter of the Ladiez Room Talk Show. She comes on every Monday night. And Dwayne Scott, that's my homeboy, my brother from another mother, all the way from Duncan, South Carolina, Welford, South Carolina, which is where I'm from. So he always pops in. He is a very, very dear friend of mine from high school. Fifi, the Latricia Fifi Redmond. Thank you. She's always a supporter of the Ladiez Room as well. Actually, I like to support local artists. And so what I do is in the green room, prior to my guests coming on live, I have music playing to kind of set the tone. And so tonight, Charlo, that was this young lady's music. So I used set the tone. Tonight was her night.
Oh my God. Let her know that I am, oh my God. Oh my God. That's all. Just tell me where I can find that on Spotify.
Yeah, she's out there. She's a very talented young lady. And I love to showcase what we have here in Birmingham, Alabama. She's born and raised here, but she's phenomenal in that music. She really does a good job. Listening to today,
sis, listen, Birmingham. So I gotta say this. So Birmingham, Alabama, when it comes to music, now I'm from Chicago. So me coming from Chicago, I come from house music and stuff like that. But Birmingham, Alabama taught me a whole nother level of understanding music from a granular level. You know what I mean? Like nothing but spirit and soul, and hit records. You know what I mean? The singing, the soul. I got a quick story. Am I able to tell you that? Or
absolutely. Hey, yeah. Allison is on. She said, "Hey,
said I was telling Allison this. I'm glad you said that." So, being at my house, we being in the choir. So I was in the choir with William, Carmichael, Benny, all of us, and a number of Kente. I don't know if Kente went with us on this.
It was just us. I was with the travel team, so it was just us going, I think.
Okay, we went to this church, and it was on a back road. Now, me coming from Chicago, I'm not used to, I'm a city boy to the heart, 79th Street. So I'm in this country part of Alabama that we done went on the the school bus, and it's one light. Nothing else, just lighting up the whole, street. So we got there, we got inside the church, and there was no piano. There was only a little boy playing the drums, some pews, and it was connected to a house. And it was a lamp without a shade on it that was lighting up the whole church. And it was like 30 of us. And it might have been like 20.
Yeah. Hey, in them hot robes.
Yeah. Man. Bye. Next level. So we in there, we're in there. Now they got some pews, and there may be about 20 of them, in there, 20 people. But all we had was feet stomping, hand clapping, and this little boy playing the drums, and he was good. He was there, but it was about the spirit, and that was one of the most magical moments. And that's how I even create music now. I don't need a lot of sounds because each sound makes a statement.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And what are you choosing? And so I learned that. With grit, with nothing, you don't have to have nothing, and you're able to, do that. But yeah, I learned that spirit thing in that church was something else. Man, I was
it said a lot. It said a lot about us as a choir too, because one thing I can say about those various years that choir that we had, we were like a family. It wasn't just people getting to sing. We were really like a family, and we did a lot of traveling together. Were you with us when we went to, it's either Philadelphia or Ohio? I think it was Ohio.
I think that that was right. Y'all went the year before I came, so I think that was 90. We went to Chicago and Detroit.
Right. Okay.
We went in 91. So I was still in high school. Y'all was there. Y'all did it before I got there.
Well, watch it now.
So,
watch it now.
Clarissa.
You're treading now. Yeah, you're treading, baby. You're on the ice. I promise
you. I wasn't being funny.
One more step, you're going down.
I love you so much.
Wait a
minute. Oh my God.
Listen, let's talk a little bit about how let me see. Allison said, yep, not the hot robes. Yeah. Purple and gold, baby. We had the robes swinging. Swinging. Yes. Yes. They laughing at us out there, Charles. Hey, this is a good friend of mine too. Preston is a big supporter of the Ladiez Room as well. He's always chiming in when he can. So he's one of the guys that's in the Ladiez Room. So hey, Preston, we call him Uncle P. So we're glad you're in the building here tonight. So let's talk a little bit about how you were able to become a Grammy nominated person. That is huge. How did that happen?
Yeah. So I just kind of, so when I was a kid, when I was 5, that's another thing I was going to say. People who decide to do music for the most part, they make an early decision. So I was like 5 when I said, I'm going to do this. I had a Kiss guitar and I was sitting on the steps and I was like, I think I'm going to do music for the rest of my life. And I asked my mother for a piano and I had a piano in the front room like 2 weeks later.
Okay.
And so while everybody else was outside playing, I started playing on the piano. And then I ended up getting some Sonic drums as well, Casio keyboards, and then I ended up going to the studio. Then, so like by the time I turned 15, I was working with my dad, and so my first mentor lived down the street on 50 on State Street. So like 59th and State. Anybody from Chicago knows 59th, and I had to go to 57th and State. That was still like when the projects was up. It was a little rough over there. So, but when I was dirty, I would leave my father's place, have my keyboard in the garbage bag. Because I was dirty, they thought I was homeless. So I was walking to my mentor's house with my keyboard, and he played in the group called 10 City. Okay. And they were like huge, you know what I mean, house group. And so I started, developing, my sound from there. I started, really focusing in. And then, I ended up coming to Miles.
Okay.
And so Miles shifted like everything. Now I was in the house music before I left. So not, go over that because that's the most important part. I learned sonically how to focus on instead of like full chord progressions and all that other stuff, I would supplement it with just different sounds that make statements, like Little Lewis, who's like one of the biggest house producers ever, my mentor, he showed me how to do that through his music, wow. And so when I got to Miles though, I like heard real progressions and real singers, you know what I mean, on a whole nother level. Like now we in Chicago, I know we got some gospel chops and all of that, but I wasn't in that realm. I think I went to church maybe about 10 times before I got to Miles. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't know. But when I got there, it ended up being, that it shaped my sound. William Murphy, that's what he really started shaping this sound. We didn't talk about Charles Jenkins. Charles Jenkins got his sound from, he was there. You know what I'm saying? He, all these people, started, I was around greatness and we didn't know, we were just being kids, and then, I came back to Chicago. Time went on. I continued to, in and out through life or whatever. But then I moved to Atlanta after I got married. And that's when it really changed. So I ended up moving to Atlanta and I got in a studio called Zach Recording. And Zach Recording, I was next door to Stankonia. Stankonia at that time, Outkast had the biggest record, Love Below, and that was like huge right there. And the only thing that separated our studio from theirs was a driveway. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at Little John. I'm, seeing all. I'm in the middle of all of this, like in the middle of when Little John changed the way music sounds today. The reason the music sounds trap right now, where everybody understands it, with R&B and that is Little John. That is him. He changed the sound of music. So, and I was in the middle of all of that. So, so I ended up, deciding, even with myself, that I took my advice from Lewis, the producer, and I started using my voice or different vocal sounds as chord progressions. So instead of me just using chord progressions and all the other stuff, even or just different sounds, I would just use my voice. I'd sample myself. It's what I do best, sis. You know what I mean? And slow it down or whatever. And but as I went through that, I went through some challenges and all this other stuff. Business wise too, I co-produced a Millie for Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? I went through some things with that, but I'll get into all that. It's a whole nother thing. But that's how my sound started to evolve. And then, but the Grammy nomination came with Malik Youssef out of Chicago. Shout out to him. He has a record that came out last year called the Universe Sonic Cinema. And beginning was the word. And God allowed me to be on that, and it got nominated for a Grammy. So shout out to Malik.
Man, that is so huge. I noticed that you mentioned that there are some things that you may have experienced along the way, because we all have challenges in our lives. But I believe that these challenges shape character, it builds strength, and it just puts us in position so we can pursue the purpose that God has put on us here in the earth. So kudos to you for keep pushing and keep striding. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what you're doing. This is so super cool. One of my friends said dope. So I'm trying to incorporate that in my vocabulary. You dope.
Wow.
Yeah, you dope. So really, just like I said, it's so cool to hear about your major accomplishments and how you're able to do the things that you're doing and still doing. You're still doing these things, and so I'm excited about that. Where are you currently living?
So I'm actually right now. I'm in Indianapolis, so I'm between Indianapolis and Chicago. I go to Chicago.
Okay.
But yeah, my son is here, so he moved here,
Right.
and so I've been here. He's a freshman in high school, and I just run my business operation from here. You know what I mean? So I go to Atlanta when I need to, or go to Chicago when I need to, but I'm able to do what I need to do. At the end of the day, you generate where you are. And they got a great studio here, man. Oh wait, they got a great studio. Boy, I go up in that, I'll be having fun.
Because it's your happy place. That's why.
Wow, right?
But children, like, they moved here and they relocated, and my son is here. I mean, it seemed like yesterday we were at Miles College. So I am tripping about that because time has, kind of ticked on by. But the good thing about it, that we still look the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, sis, y'all look at me as little Chucky. You know what I mean? Y'all look at me as Chucky. Y'all don't even look at me as Chuck.
That's right.
It's Chucky. It's Chucky.
It's with the E. It's definitely with the E.
Actually, it's a Y, but yeah, it's that sound at the end. Yes,
that's right. That's
family
right.
Family calls me Chucky, and people who know.
That's
me.
right. And that's why we call you Chucky, because you be family.
Yes,
So there's a question that's on the table out here in the chat. And somebody wants to know if you have your keyboard in front of you. Are you prepared to play a little something while we're live before we end the show?
Oh, I don't have my keyboard in front of me. I mean, what would you like to hear? I mean, I can play something on my computer, I believe.
Yeah, but they're gonna shut the live down if I do that because of copyright. Even though you have copyrighted,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have my computer. You know what? I appreciate. You know what? I'll tell you what. I I will put something together, and then I'll make sure that the next time I come back, I'm gonna have something so that we can do that. Absolutely. So thank you for that, and I'll make sure I do that. Thank you so much.
One thing about the people in the ladies' room, when you make promises, they remember.
Yes, thank you.
And they're gonna hold you to it.
Yes, man. I'll be there. It's an opportunity for me, and
we love good entertainment now. We love good music. Now, do you have anything Christmas wise that you can play? Because I'll pull you back before December 25th.
I can't say that I make Christmas music like that. I'll have to do. You're putting some good stuff out there for me. I have not considered Christmas music, but let me think about that since you're putting that out there. Yes,
the director has said that a New Year musical set. So that looks like you're going to be back after Christmas, but before New Year's.
Okay, all right. Let me just help me out with that, Clarissa.
What that looks like.
She'll help me with all. Yeah, I got you. I'm with it. I'm with it. She'll help me to get it all together. I'm with it.
I love it. I love it. Yes. So y'all remember that? Write it down. It was said here tonight at 7:33 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here inside the ladies' room by Chalo himself, aka Chucky. Just promised us that he's going to do something for us before the new year. So we're going to remember that. We're going to work on that. And we're certainly going to make that happen. So Chalo, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, man. It was just an honor. I know you're super busy. I know you have a lot of things going on, but I'm honored.
It's an honor. Yeah. Well, no matter what I was doing, I was going to make time. I mean, look, I as I said earlier, you and Kente, y'all are, just special people in my heart. And I mean,
thank you so much. We love it. And one of the things that we like to do before we end our show is that we like to have our listening audience to be at attention. So as our guests can speak into their lives. And so what I'll do is I'll bring you full center. I'll kind of step out the show for a second and then come back and join you. But if you could speak to those people who are musically inclined, who have some music that they've written and maybe sitting in the background and maybe put on the back burner, they're afraid to step out and to really showcase their talent and their skill. Can you encourage those people tonight and really speak to those folks?
Yeah. I want to say, God gives you a gift, right? And it's wrong for you not to bring it to the forefront. It is your duty to bring that gift to the forefront. Your ability to touch somebody in a way that they would never have even thought that they needed to be, embraced. Even like that music that I just heard, the young lady, golly, I wish that music touched me so much. And, things that God has allowed me to do. If you don't put it out, then you are wasting your gift. And that's not, what God has designed you to do. If he gives it to you, you're supposed to share, and that's our duty. And trust, God is not going to give you something that you're not supposed to be doing. God is not going to keep putting that thing in your heart. He's not going to keep tugging on you, you know what I mean, or putting that thing and saying, hey, come on and do it, and giving you opportunities that show up, and he doesn't have your full back. I'm just a living witness, So, yeah, don't hold on to that. You're doing not only yourself a disservice, but you're doing the world God has given us and society and all that other good stuff a disservice by not sharing your beautiful gift. And that's what I think it is.
I love it. I love it. I love the fact. I love how you shape that. That we're just doing a disservice when we're not using the skills and the gifts that God has given us. It's a gift that He's entrusted in us. He's trusting us to give us the gift, and He's entrusting us to make sure, or He's entrusting us with the gift and trusting us to use it. Yeah. That's how that goes. Yeah. So He wants to make sure that, hey, I'm placing this in your hand. It's a gift I'm giving you. Yeah. What are you going to do with it? Yeah. And like you said, there are people out there who are waiting to hear the gift, to be blessed by the gift, to be moved by the gift. And so I'm glad that you're able to talk to those people and really encourage them. Don't be afraid. You know, sometimes you're going to misstep, sometimes you're going to fall, but you can get yourself back up again and get out there and try again. And so where people get stuck, I think, Chalo, is that, well, what if people don't like it? And what if it doesn't make it? And what if it doesn't do well? Well, I challenge you to change.
I say something real quick, sis. Now, I will say this. I have mastered the skill of not caring what nobody thinks about me. I don't care one bit. I don't care. So, master that part.
I like that. And you know what? I believe you, because I felt that came from your spirit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And you know, I think it's one of those things too. Sometimes it takes years of building up thick skin to certain things, to where you get to that point that where you do not care what people think. People have their opinions. People can think and say what they want to say, but it's about the vertical alignment now. It's about, what are we doing here? So I love that. I love it, man. You're a powerful, powerful man, man. I'm so excited to have been able to spend this time with you today, and for you to take out this time and just, we can kind of reminisce and talk about old times. And certainly I hope you and Ernest can connect after the show and pick up where you guys left out and go over old times as well. Because I really, guys, and listen, I'm going to post that picture. Chalo is going to give me the picture, and I'm going to post that inside the ladies' room, so you guys can see the picture back with the flat tops and all this other stuff.
And we all have some hair.
Right.
And William and Carmichael running around here with hair full of, and Benny. All of them got hair full of hair. And me and Kente went on and departed real quick.
Yeah, well, you and Ernest have the same barber.
Nature.
That's the barber. Nature. I love it. For that, man, listen, thank you again for hanging out with us. Certainly we're looking forward to bringing you back in the ladies' room so that we can get this concert going, a little mini something.
Yeah. Let me figure that out. We'll talk about, I mean, you'll help me with, you know, whatever we got to do, but I'm going to do my part to make sure we get
this done. It's going to happen.
I appreciate thank you for opening it up. Yeah, this is a beautiful thing. I'm right.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be easy peasy. The only thing you need to do is bring yourself your keyboard, and we go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us inside the Ladies Room Talk Show. We'll be back here next Monday, 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you then. Good night.
Step into your breakthrough at the Thrive 365 Masterclass, where leaders and visionaries thrive.
Step into the ladies'